Hello, hello. This is Budgets with Grace, where I give you a glimpse of my life through the lens of my budget. My name's Grace. As always, we're looking at the software YNAB, also known as You Need a Budget. If you want to give it a try and you're new to budgeting or just new to the software, you can use a link in my description. It'll give you an extra free month. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I make videos pretty much exclusively in the software YNAB to show you how I use it and apply it to my life. Today, I'm going to be showing you an update of my travel budget. I showed one video prior to this, so if you haven't seen that one, you might want to take a look at that, but pretty much going to pick up where we left off. I'm going to look at my category under my goals. It's called Future. And this is where I stockpile all the money that I'm most excited to budget for the future that doesn't specifically have a day yet because the climate of everything that's happening. I just know that I'm going to be really grateful for when I am able to travel to have this pile of cash to use. So if I go to December, I can see that I've budgeted a little bit in the future for this category, and my new balance is $1,200. So I'm going to drop down this list of my budgets as a feature of YNAB Toolkit, which if you're seeing a few features that you are not seeing in your software, it's probably part of the browser extension YNAB Toolkit. There's also a link for that in my description. So I'm going to open Eurotrip. And I'm going to go into future and reconcile this. No, I now have 1200. Cool, it looks like the last time I updated was about a month ago. So, all right, now I don't have that much more money to budget with, but that's not really what I wanted the focus of this video to be anyway. These have dates, which, ooh, I doubt we're going to be going. Well, I probably have this goal set. I have a savings goal here I can see for 450, and I bet that I have it in June because that's when we would want to purchase our tickets. So I guess I will go ahead and budget for that. But I like to budget in whole numbers, so I'll just budget 30. And probably same with this, we're probably not going in September. We're going probably October, November, but this is when we'd be booking things. And wow, I already have a lot of this fun money piled up. I guess, oh, it looks like I could do the museum entry and the Tower of London and also 2 walking tours. I wonder if we'll have time to do 2. I guess I'll just do 1. And then London's looking pretty clutch. Like, that's so exciting. I'll throw the last $10 I have into the getting there category and how I will find care for my cats, which I still have no idea. All right, so now that I've budgeted all that I have available, I want to continue adding categories to this and really building it out so I get a more clear idea of how much money I'll need. So I'm going to show you now my bucket list map. So this is like kind of the star of the show. I have been working on this, let's say, since 2015, and there's a few different layers. I have my bucket list, and all of these dots are places in the world that I've thought of that I would love to visit or travel to someday. Like, some of these trips are a lot more detailed, like you can see the Central America trip. I have thought a lot about, especially I would love to be in like the Yukon Peninsula of Mexico and Belize and Guatemala. I would just love to make that trip happen. Whereas other ones, like, I just have an other category for everywhere that, like, I don't know how I will connect them. Like, if I were drawing dots between these dashed lines, like, I don't know how these all connect yet, but I know I want to see them at some point. So let's hone in. Well, first I'll show you the other layer, which is been there, done that is what I call it. And these are the places in the world I've been. So home country, USA, I've been kind of around the coasts a little bit, and like Oklahoma. um, and then I've traveled a bit in Europe, and I've also traveled extensively in Southeast Asia. So that's kind of how this map works. And I'm going to go back to the bucket list, but now I'm just going to focus in on Europe. So I looked last time at Nomadic Matt's website and I found, I think it's called Bergs. I wonder if I'm like totally butchering that. But I decided that I wanted to add it to our trip, so I'm going to add this. And also the way I style these is I add a descriptive word for Western Europe, and that turns it the same color as all the other dots in that region. I do it regionally and kind of vaguely by like how I want these trips to lay out. So, for example, now I have this new category, Europe 2021, which is what this trip would be. And now when I zoom out, you can kind of see my plan. It's a little bit confusing because I've also been to London. So I could even rename this to be, or I guess actually, I think I could even add a dot because these are kind of two different maps. I think I could have a pin on this bucket list layer that is again London. It'd be kind of satisfying to see all those dots. Cool. Nice. So this is definitely what I'm thinking. I think I've technically been to Amsterdam. I was there for about 8 hours and I did hit a couple museums. It wasn't just like an airport visit, which is kind of like my standard in terms of if I count it as a country or a city that I've been to. But there's so much to it that I want to see with Forrest, so I'm so excited for that trip. And so this is what I'm thinking for now. London, Brussels, Bergs, Amsterdam, and Cologne. And I'm not really sure about flights out of Cologne. Maybe it'd be easier for us to train to Frankfurt and get an international flight out of Frankfurt because I know I've flown to the United States from that airport before. It's probably too soon to say. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to Nomadic Matt again. And let's go to destinations. And this time, let's see if I can pick out tiny little Amsterdam, or the Netherlands. Amsterdam's a city, not a country. So we are planning to go for a few weeks, and so I want to make sure that we have enough cities that we're interested in, but also not too many. Like, it's kind of a balance of like you want to do enough research to have an idea of how you want to spend your time and what you're excited for, because that gets you like pumped up to save for this trip and dream of it. But you also want to be like open to just going there and seeing what life hands you, which sounds very like a frilly thing to say, but it's what happens when you travel. That's all I can say. So, what is this place? Rotterdam. Okay, I like artists. I'm an artist myself. The museum. Elders, the Little Tower of travel. Wow, this is like a really interesting suggested budget. I haven't seen that before. So I wonder if this table is like either new to his site totally or it's just on new content that he's updated maybe in the past couple years since I haven't really been following too much. This is very helpful. Maybe I should start putting some days on this. Like, I don't know. I don't want to spend like excessive amounts of time in London. Like, I want to see a show, want to hit up some museums. Let's say like 4 days. And I'm also feeling like Oxford. Oh my gosh, I would love to go to Bath. So I'm going to open another page and go to Rome to Rio. I love this site. I love it. So I want to go from London. I can't even remember if I did this last time. So, oh my gosh, it's an hour and 20-minute train. From where? Paddington. I've been to London all of one time, so I have some sense of where things are. Like I've been to this park. It's really close. That's really close to like actual London. It's not like out in the boonies by the airport or something where you have to take the tube for 45 minutes to get there. Sick. I even feel more interested in going to Bath than Oxford. I wonder. Looks like Nomadic Matt has been there. Take in the Roman baths. Let's make it sound like you're going to take a bath, but I don't think that's an option. Ooh, a Jane Austen exhibition. Okay, okay. Let's see if he has this handy table. Nice. What is a backpacker accommodation? Let's see. Hostel. 22 for a dorm room and 75 for a private room. I have a hard time with that. I guess you could get a private room at an Airbnb. It'd be a little more affordable. It's just you can eat cheap in Bath. I think Forrest would like the idea of Bath. So I'm gonna update this. I'm not sold on Rotterdam. Let's see about Hague. Hog? Den Haag. Judicial and administrative buildings. Oh, they have beaches. I didn't expect that, but we're going in the winter. I don't think we're gonna like that. Yeah, I'm not feeling this one either. I feel like Amsterdam's just gonna be so romantic. I might just want to stay there forever. Ooh, a less crowded Amsterdam? Hello. Underrated place to visit. Perfect, easy day trip. Love it. Ooh, an old Gothic church. Is this the same? I think it's just the top of the tower. Interesting. I'd like to go back to Rome to Rio and see. Amsterdam to Cologne. Say Cologne to Seattle. Yeah. Frankfurt. Maybe that would be a good last stop just to get us to a major city. It's always cheaper to fly out of a major city. So the way we're looking at doing this is going to be a one-way into London and a one-way home from Germany. So if we have 4 weeks, let's say 1 week in England, 1 week in Belgium, 1 week in Netherlands, 1 week in Germany. I think that's going to be perfect timing. So I just have some updating now. Let's do Bath and train. To Bath. Let's do actually round trip. Is that hyphenated? I have no idea. But did I keep that open? No, that would be too smart. How much was this estimating? I guess I'll just do 100 because that's a nice even number. And then what do we want to do in Bath? Okay, this isn't helpful. I bet this church is free. Park is free. Looks like we'll want to budget like 25 bucks if we want to see the baths, which, yes. Yes. Gotta see the baths when we're in Bath. I'd love to budget for photography during this trip. I think there was someone that I saw that had, it was like Flytography. I think Michelle Carre maybe was talking about this, perhaps. She is obviously beautiful and loves a good photo shoot, so I wonder how much this would cost if, like, Bath is kind of a small city. Maybe it'd be kind of, apparently Bath isn't an option. Amsterdam. I've never looked at this site before. This is like a completely new experience for me. Pricing starts at $250 for a 30-minute shoot. Oh my gosh. That seems to just be an Amsterdam standard. Oh, there's another tab just to talk about pricing. Oh my gosh, multiple locations? What? Digital files included. 45 photos, multiple locations. That wasn't like, that sounded like a noise where I was like disgusted by something, but it was more like, oh, I hope I get proposed to. What does multiple locations mean? I want to know how it works. Okay. They should probably have that combined with pricing. So this isn't super helpful, but maybe just an overall, it says multiple locations. I wonder if we could get like a few, like maybe 2 to 3 cities. A romp around the city. So 500 bucks, that's a pretty good goal for that. To explain what I'm doing with the goals really quickly, I am choosing target saving balance for all of them, and I'm choosing to not have a date for all of them because, I mean, I might change this as I go along. I'm also never really going to be spending out of this budget. This is all just like a sandbox to me. So I don't need to like worry about spending out of it. So spending goals are not worth it. And monthly savings builder, maybe I will use that as we get closer to it. But for now, I'm just doing this just to record so I can see in the column of like what I am thinking for that for now. These aren't showing up. There we go. So maybe London would bump up to 5 days. And this will just be a day trip. Maybe this will be like 4 days plus Bath. Looks like I filled out Brussels pretty well. I think I'll rename this to Brussels. Oh, I think it's like that. Nope. Fail. Spelling fail. And I'm going to add a new one for Bergs, which is where I left off last time. So we are training it from London. If we get our tickets in advance, I actually think it would be like $100, which I just love how small Europe is. I love how small the world is, like compared to North America. Like United States and Canada just feel huge. Like I couldn't go and drive to see my extended family, even though we're in the same country. Versus if I lived in England, I could easily drive to France and it wouldn't be that hard. Anyway, or train it, but whatever. So it looks like I was just maybe trying to wrap it up quickly last time, and I just put um, this as a lump goal category. But I should probably see, that's useless to me, if I want to go from Brussels, Bruges. I think I've been saying it super wrong. Bruges. Bruges? Bruges. Amazing. So probably like $30 for a round trip, let's say. Oh my goodness. Round trip to Bruges. Bruges. I wonder if we're gonna get canaled out. Like if you've ever traveled somewhere where there's lots of churches or lots of ruins, like if you go to Greece for a month like I did, at some point you don't want to go see ruins. You're tired of it. You can only take so much. But oh, that sounds so fun. And it's only $11 sold. Can you say sold? It's probably a lot effing cheaper than a canal tour in Amsterdam. Something that all of these actually are missing are just like spending money. Maybe I'll just do that as like, maybe instead of calling this getting there, it'll be like kind of a group for just like I don't want to have a spending goal for each of these. I think I'll just have one big spending goal and say like in like shopping or whatever I want to do. Gosh, I don't even know. This is just getting so insanely expensive. I'll just put 250 for now and keep thinking about it. Oops, not a new category. I wanted to edit the name and put day trip. Brussels, probably 4 days. Bruges. Brussels and Bruges. It sounds like rouge with a B. The one thing I don't appreciate about the target goal is like when I highlight everything, it doesn't show what's underfunded. The only way I really know how to figure that out is just using a calculator. And I'd really like to know where I'm at in terms of how much more I have to save, so give me a moment. So on my phone calculator, I just added up all the goals that I could easily see that weren't filled, and this isn't really even taking our accommodation into account very well, I feel like, and this is already I need $3,200 more than I've already budgeted in combination with some flight credit I had, like 1,400. Oh, this is so much more expensive. The good news is Forrest and I have reinstalled budget dates on Tuesdays, so I will eventually show this to him and plea that we need to try a hostel dorm room. I don't think he'll hate it. I think he just has never tried it before. Let me know in the comments if you've ever stayed in a hostel. Like, did you like it? Did you hate it? And, how much is privacy worth to you? Is it worth, I think the spot I was looking at, whatever one of these tabs, maybe it was Amsterdam or Brussels, that it was what, $22 for a dorm room bed and like $75 for a private room bed. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. What would you do? Yeah, it's been really fun researching this more, and I'm just so excited to go on this trip. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was super fun for me to show you around how I think about planning for travel and also adding some new categories and cities and updating my travel map. I love seeing this little cluster of map pins. I only use the map pins for destinations that I'm actually planning to go to, like that are somewhat feasible to happen in the near future. And those just really stand out amongst all the circles. And then when you add in all the diamonds, like, this is a really fun map to keep. And if you'd like to know more about it, you can also comment and let me know. And yeah, again, thanks for watching. You can like, comment, subscribe, all the things, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!